Hey, this will be a video chart on ticker symbol CEYY. We will take a look at the daily time frame. Before I get started, we'd like to note to please check my disclaimer. So here we are looking at the chart, but before we even get into the current price action, what I want to do is just talk about these other lines you see down here. I've done this chart before in video form, and these lines you see here were from the last time I did do that video. And I don't want to necessarily be patting myself on the back, but definitely just to show that charts and technical analysis as a whole do work. And if you want to double check where all these lines are coming from, all you have to do is go back in the video archives and you can do that. So going back here real quick, you can see that this is where all the lines came from. I'm not going to go into great detail. Again, you can go back in the video archives and listen to that and see where all these lines came from in detail. But I did the video and I talked about how these green lines were support, how this line right here was a key level of resistance, and then how if this line right here broke, it would be a blue sky breakout, and that's why hence the color of that line of blue skies. And you can see here after the video pulled back a little bit right to that support. So if I zoom in some, you can see pulled back right there, found support, started to head back up, broke through this resistance here, and then the next day followed through with a continued breakout. On that day, broke through the blue sky breakout, and at this point entered in the blue sky breakout, and then you can see what happened. Just absolutely ran. So a great example and a great kind of proof, if you will, that charts do work when you know what you're looking for. So again, did it, mapped out these supports, pulled back right to that support, and then bam, look at that trampoline effect going into motion, broke through that resistance, blue sky breakout, and has since really made a run. Now it's starting to pull back, so I want to get things updated here again. Pullbacks, there's nothing wrong with them. A big distinction that a lot of traders get confused is pullbacks and reversals are not the same thing. I'll repeat myself. Pullbacks and reversals are not the same thing. All stocks have pullbacks. There's no such thing as a stock that can go straight up. But as long as key levels of support hold, then there's nothing to worry about. Now, if support starts to get broken and the price crashes through them, then yeah, that's where a pullback would transition into a reversal. But calling this some sort of reversal is just not an accurate read on things. Pullback, yes, but all prices have pullbacks, just like all downtrends have dead cat bounces. Is a dead cat bounce a reversal? No, it's just simply a dead cat bounce. Is a pullback on uptrending stock, a reversal? No, it's just simply a pullback. So want to get that distinction, out of the way right now. The chart is experiencing a pullback, yes, but to call this a reversal just wouldn't be accurate. So let's talk about some key levels of support. The first level, and I'm going to call this the ideal level, ideally, if you were to ask me what would make the chart look the best if a certain level held, my answer would be right here at the 10.5 cent mark. So 0.105 is going to be the first area of support. And this is, like I said, more of the ideal level of support. So ideally, you'd like to see 10.5 hold, and you can see multiple times now this price has held, including today went down there and held. That would make the chart, look extremely bullish. The next level of support, if that doesn't hold, would be right here before the gap and run happened, which is at 0.098. So that would be the next level of support. Following that would be right here at the previous side right here. I hope I'm marking all these because I want to make a point. Next one at 0.081. That's the next level of support. And then this previous level of resistance right here, the blue sky breakout area, that has now been converted into a support too, and that level is right around 0.07. Now, one more update needs to be made. This was a level of resistance that has now been converted into a level of support. So lots of green lines. And now let's talk about some resistances. So the first level of resistance on any sort of bounce is going to be just simply where the profit taker stepped in today, and that's right up there at 0.125. I'm going to make that line a skinny red one because while it is a level of resistance, yes, if volume starts to pick back up, I don't foresee this putting up much of a fight. Next level of resistance after that, just going to be up here where the profit takers decided to step in on the blue sky breakout territory. You can see here 2 days in a row up at 15 cents. So that's going to be the next level of resistance. Actually, what I need to change that to, if the price can break through that, then once again the chart enters into blue sky breakout territory. Scrunching up the chart, you can see just no history of this area here. So again, 15 cents is the new blue sky breakout level. So that's the current level of resistance, and big key one where, if this breaks again, the chart has already shown us once what happens with blue sky breakout territory, so maybe that's right around the corner. But now looking at all our support lines and all our resistance lines, this is what I want to close at. What do you think is the path of least resistance? You have all these supports, and then you have basically just two levels of resistance. So the path of least resistance is definitely up, and that's what you want to see. That's always a bullish chart setup. Now, granted, that's nothing new. That's not rocket science or anything like that. I mean, when you have an uptrending stock that's putting in higher lows and higher highs, that's to be expected, but still wanted to point that out. Path of least resistance definitely up when you have all these levels of support down here below you. And then finally, just to end the video on, caught this right at the end of the day. You can see that on level 2s, this is just a screenshot. Nice bid came in at 0.107, so we'll have to see if that bid shows up tomorrow, but always encouraging when you see bigger bids coming in like that. And then according to level 2s, a little bit different on the resistance, only one at 11, and then looks like you got a little bit of a wall here at 13, but if you've been trading for a while, you know that fake walls do exist. But found that interesting. We'll have to see if that big bid shows back up, and if it does, looks like the chart is setting up for a nice little move there. So if there are any other questions, please give me a contact. If not, again, this was CEYY. Thanks for listening.